Hello everyone. Yesterday we talked about the quotient rule, which is new. So we're going to go over the quotient rule and some examples. In addition, we're going to talk about the zero power rule as well. So previously we've done the product rule, where when we are multiplying numbers of the same base, we add the exponents. This time we're talking about the quotient rule. And remember, quotient, the word quotient, means the answer to a division problem. So when we think of the word quotient, we should be thinking of division. So the quotient rule is when we are multiplying, when we are dividing exponential expressions with the same base, we subtract the exponents. So it's very similar to the product rule. We must be dividing, and we must have the same base, and that leads us to subtract the exponents. Okay? I'm going to write this a little differently, just to so we need two things to be true in order for us to do the quotient rule. So if, there's two things. If, one, we're dividing, two, same base, then we divide. Then we subtract the exponents. Then we subtract the exponents. Okay, those are the basic steps. And the example is as follows. 3 to the 5th divided by 3 to the 3rd is the same as 3 to the 5th over 3 to the 3rd. And since they are the same base and we're dividing, we could subtract the exponents. 3 to the 5 minus 3, which is 3 squared. We could do the same thing with variables, just as we've done with the product rule. If we have x to the 7th divided by x to the 2nd power, we can write it as a fraction. Since we are dividing and the bases are the same, so the bases here is x and x, we can write it as x to the 7 minus 2, which is x to the 5th power. The general rule, we could say that when x to the a divided by x to the b is the same thing as x to the a minus b. Now the zero power rule. We proved the zero power rule in the last question of yesterday's lesson, but the zero power rule is anything raised to the zero power is 1. A lot of people forget this because the zero throws people off, but literally anything raised to the zero power. Here are some examples. If we are given 3 to the 0 power, it equals 1. If we're given 1,204 to the 0 power, it also equals 1. Same goes for variables. X to the 0 power equals 1. Even something like 512 x squared y to the 3rd to the 0 power means that entire thing is equal to the 0 power. So that's going to equal 1. So anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. When we have something like this, 4x to the 0 means 4 times 1. In this case, we're talking about x to the 0 power. The 4 is not raised to the 0 power, just the x's. So this would be 4 times 1, which is just 4. However, if it was something a little different, like all of 4x to the 0 power, that would equal 1. Let's do some other